Okay, so I'm going to go over how to install floating shelves onto the wall. I'm using a piece of scrap plywood that I have at the shop. In your home it'll be drywall with studs behind, so you'll have to go through an additional step of looking for the stud with the stud finder, but I'm sure you can figure out how to do that. We're going to skip that for this case. Otherwise, this will be pretty much exactly how you can install the shelves. I use blue tape or masking tape before I draw on any of the walls, just because in case you make a wrong line somewhere, you don't have to wipe off the pencil, just take the tape off. And this is just the way I do it. I'm not saying this is the way you have to do it, but this has been pretty successful for me. So first I'm going to put the tape on the wall where the bottom shelf is going to go. So I'm just going to eyeball it for now. Level should be somewhere within the bounds of this tape, I hope. A line across the top of the level. I'm going to use this framing square. I'll also show you how to do it with the level. So the framing square is very easy. You just set the side, set the framing square up with the side of the shelf. I'm just going to eyeball it. It looks like the edge of the framing square is matched up with the edge of the shelf, and I'm going to draw a line on my tape here. Okay, that's my side. Okay, so next bracket, we're going to do the same thing we did before with the pilot holes, and this time is going to set the bracket exactly in my lines. I wish I could bring the camera over to show you, but don't have the ability to do that. I'm just going to make little marks where I want my pilot holes to be. Boom, boom. Easy enough. Now, just drill into those pilot holes. Let's see, where are we? Right there. And we're right here, looks like. Now let's take the tape off. Take that tape off. And then we can install our second bracket. So this one is the outermost screw, put that right in there. And then next pilot hole, just line the bracket up with the hole. It should be perfectly level. Now I'm going to check with this square. You can do this if you have the square. Let's just make sure these line up, and looks like that's pretty much perfect. So I'm going to go ahead, put the rest of them, the fasteners, in this bracket. 1, 2. Okay. Alright, so now the fun part, time to put on the shelves. So the shelves have the holes drilled for the posts in the back, as well as what we call a dado, or a recess for the plate itself. I labeled all of these, and I labeled the bracket and the shelves. This is C, and there's also an arrow going up. You'll see there's 2 holes on the bottom of the shelf, and those are for the fixing bolts, and you'll see why we need those in just a second. So all you do here is take the shelf and slide it onto the mount. Now, the fit is tight, and it's tight so that these shelves stay on there securely. So you're going to have to tap it onto the bracket. Now, you might have to use a hammer. If you have a non-marring mallet like this, even better. If you don't, a regular hammer and a clean block of wood will do just fine. So what you're going to do is just place the block of wood on the edge of the shelf and just tap. with the hammer. And this won't hurt the finish. It won't hurt the wood. You're just going to tap it that last inch onto the hammer. There we go. So now, next part is pretty much almost the last step in installing these is installing the fixing bolt on the bottom of the shelf. You can see the rods are drilled for this bolt. So the bolt's going to go right through the rod and prevent the shelf from pulling off. This isn't strictly necessary, but I think it's a good step to keeping the shelf secure on your wall. So I'm going to provide you with these screws. All you're going to do is take the screw and just put it right through that hole in the bottom of the shelf, and right into the rod. Do that on both sides. Do the same thing for this one. That's that one. This one. Push the shelf all onto the wall. There you go. What you're going to do is actually put a little bit of wood glue on the plug. You're going to match the grain. So see, the grain is oriented this way. You're going to match that. And I'm not going to put it all the way in because once I do, it is not coming out. But you're just going to tap that plug in there. And you're going to do the same thing on the other side. And then you can just tap it in with either that block of wood and a hammer. Just put it here and just tap it in. This one's so close to going in already. I'm not going to put it all the way in. Or if you're feeling like you're very careful, you can just tap it directly with the hammer. And that's it. Then your shelf will look perfect.